Trading Tyler Herro, though, is not a good move just because, I mean, it's his rookie year and he's compared to the likes of, Magic Johnson, LeBron.
Man, who the goddamn hell has compared Tyler Herro to LeBron?
If you like anything you see today, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to see our content first. Now, let's get back to the video. The Miami Heat, the ultimate underdog story. They made it to the NBA Finals off the back of Jimmy Butler. What do you guys think the Miami Heat should do to stay in titles contention?
For me, I'm keeping the team as is. Obviously, the East has only got stronger with the rise of the Nets. The Bucks are going to be back. The Celtics are going to be back. So it's not going to be easy. The Heat, probably the main priority for the franchise is looking towards that 2021 offseason, where they're going to have that max spot available for that Giannis free agency decision. That kind of should be the Miami Heat's number one priority. Obviously, if you can get players on one-year deals this year, make it happen. But that needs to be, the main priority is setting up for the future, because they're going to have Robinson and Hero. These two players are, could be the next Curry and Thompson type duo.
Liam's absolutely right. They should keep what they got. I mean, they made a finals with the team that they have now, and the team's really young as well. So, I mean, you'd think that they would get better. One thing they should 100% do is re-sign Jay Crowder. He really, really was effective for them on the floor. He was shooting like 40% from three.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, they should re-sign Jay Crowder. He's going to be a hot commodity. Like, a lot of teams want a player like him, right? Like a 3-and-D guy. I mean, we talk about 3-and-D all the time, and he's pretty much the epitome of that. And he really played that role well at the Heat, better than he had in the past at the Jazz and the Grizzlies and all those other places. So I think he's really found his place. I think he wants to stay at the Heat, especially since they are contending. So he might come a little bit cheaper. But yeah, they do have to look ahead to that 2021 free agency. So if Jay Crowder does want a long-term deal, either he has to take a team-friendly deal or they might have to let him go. Someone that I think the Miami Heat should try and move for is Jrue Holiday. Jrue Holiday fits that defensive identity of the Miami Heat. And also, he can play make, he can shoot his threes, and I think he's a perfect fit right next to Jimmy Butler. Imagine a team with Jimmy Butler and Jrue Holiday next to each other. No guard is going to score in that lineup. Trading your pieces, your Tyler Herro if need be, for Jrue Holiday, I think that's a good trade. 20th pick, Tyler Herro, maybe some other picks, maybe some other pieces for Jrue Holiday. I think that's what they need to do. He fits the identity, he fits the scheme, and he's a perfect complement next to Jimmy Butler. So if I'm the Heat, that's what I'm doing.
And I don't mind it, Mike, but it's truly a bit risky, kind of trading away your future. Like, this guy who's performed in a massive Game 6 against the Celtics where he just went off. This guy can do it in the playoffs. He's proven that already. Do you worry about the Heat kind of looking too far ahead? Like losing sight. Or do you reckon they will play well? With the potential free agency at the end of next year.
Look, I like Tyler Herro, right? I think he really played it up in that Boston series. There's a really good song that Jack Harlow made about him, also called Tyler Herro.
My homeboy Tyler, he playing South Beach. He told me this summer he gonna fix my jumper.
But the truth of the matter is, Heat are in win now mode, and I think trading youth, it's part of it. Just like the Lakers, they traded away their entire young core for AD.
Yep.
And making a move for Jrue Holiday. Obviously, Jrue Holiday is not necessarily AD,
yep.
But they don't need to trade the whole team away to get Jrue Holiday. So I think that would be a good trade-off, and I think he's Jrue Holiday is super underrated, and I think he'll flourish in that Miami system.
Jimmy's sort of like a bigger brother type of guy to Tyler Herro. I've seen him, they jaw around a lot and mess around a lot, I feel like if you were to trade Tyler Herro, it would not look good on the team.
Yeah, but Jimmy knows more than anyone that it's a business trip. Everything's business. They're just trying to win. So if they trade Tyler Herro, sure, they might be, buddies, but Jimmy knows it's business. He's probably the one player in the league that knows that.
I honestly think that trading Tyler Herro, though, is not a good move just because, I mean, it's his rookie year and he's compared to the likes of, Magic Johnson, LeBron.
Man, who the goddamn hell has compared Tyler Herro to LeBron?
He's in that, rookie category of scoring like over 35 in a playoff game.
Yeah, but ESPN, they just make up stats to try and fit
very
a certain
true.
person. Every other game, I'll be like, oh mate, this new player is in the company of Kobe and LeBron. They scored exactly 17 points in 14 minutes on the floor. That's the first person to ever do this, and they'll just do that for every person. So
Here's the thing,
wouldn't
man.
put too much weight on that.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's kind of true, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's not like that was his only game where he performed well, though. He's a hot shooter. He's got range, and I mean that's like what the Heat are known for, shooters. So if you get rid of one of them and bring in a shooter who's not as good as him, I'd say JRUE is he's a lower percentage shooter. I mean, he can obviously score more, but that's because the ball runs through him more.
Well, one thing I think that the Heat really need to prioritize is bringing back Goran Dragic on a 1-year deal. This is really important. Obviously he missed the finals, which was devastating for the man. He's been at the Heat for a while now, and would have been hard to miss out in playing in that final series. But I think because Dragic is very important to that team, defensively wise, and we saw him going off in the playoffs there. Obviously, he's coming off the bench throughout the regular season, just really stepped up come playoff time. And could that be from his experience, or just kind of found a second wind? But I think he's really important to that team. A 1-year deal works out great because he'll leave that cap space open at the end of next year. So I think for me, that's probably Miami Heat's number one priority. And just kind of to go back to that Giannis free agency point that we talk about so much, and it's still a year away, but it's such an important kind of moment in the NBA's next decade, I'd say. With Bam Adebayo and Giannis have the same agent, which is it does sound a little bit of a stretch, but Bam isn't going to sign a deal until the end of next year, you'd imagine. And if the Heat can kind of work something out where, I don't know, like how they'd work it exactly, but Bam and Giannis kind of figuring out their contracts together. We kind of saw it with LeBron and KCP.
What I do have to add, though, with the whole Giannis signing, I mean, every team should try and get Giannis, but there's also the fact that Bam doesn't really shoot threes, Jimmy doesn't really shoot threes, and Giannis doesn't really shoot threes. So, I mean, obviously we're not talking about the 2021 offseason, and we're talking about now, but, potentially signing Giannis might cause the team to change their identity a little bit. Kelly Olynyk's contract is expiring this season. Obviously, Bam can't shoot. So in the draft, I'm looking to get a big man who can stretch the floor. And for that role, I'm drafting Jalen Smith. I think he's the perfect fit with the Heat. He's a hard-nosed inside rim protector, right? So he's already better than Kelly Olynyk in that regard. And he can shoot threes. He shot 38% from three during his college season. So I think bringing him in, obviously putting him through that Heat machine, that conditioning and development team that they have in there, I think Jalen Smith might be a perfect fit to help the Miami Heat protect the inside a little bit more, which we saw they struggled with against the Lakers because the Lakers played so big. So having 6'10" Jalen Smith, who's already a little bit taller than Bam, might be that extra piece that could help push them over the edge, paired with that Jrue Holiday move as well.
That wraps it up for the Miami Heat. Let us know what you guys think.
Hey guys, cheers for making it to the end of the video. Really appreciate your time and listening to our opinions. Whether you agree or disagree with us, please drop a comment down below. Let us know. We're just trying to learn and grow our channel. And talking to growing our channel, feel free to drop us a subscribe as well. Really help us grow and really get our name out there.